Hello again, YouTube. It's me. Anyways, this is going to be one of the gear videos I promised I would do. For sake of videos being short and concise, we're going to try and break it up into a few different pieces. So, in this video, we're going to go over my load-bearing equipment, or as some people like to call it, my belt kit. So what is this? This is from a UK company called Kit Monster. It is their Airborne Webbing Classic Infantry Pegasus MTP Large. So it is airborne style webbing, meaning that all the pouches are physically attached to the belt. This padded belt here. Classic infantry, meaning that this is not set up for a commander. What that means is, over here on the right hand side, your trigger hand side, a commander would have a larger pouch that would be for their admin, pretty much what they need in the field on them at all times to help them lead their men. But with a classic infantry style, you get ammo pouches on both ends of the belt. They are triple mag pouches, and they do fit PMags. They're a little on the snug side, though. They were designed for stand mags. So that's, steel-bodied or aluminum-bodied GI kind of style mags. You see there, I'm struggling to get the third one in. So standard GI mags would work better. But the PMags do fit. Alright, it's got a bit of elastic webbing here. This is for a knife or a bayonet. I just have a Moraniv in there. Alright, then we got these 4 general purpose pouches. They're big enough to fit quart-sized canteens. And typically you would run 2 right here and here, or wherever, I guess. I'm going to run them on these because... Where was I? Oh, yeah. So we're going to run 2 canteens on these outside pouches because when the webbing is on the body, my body I should say in particular, these are the most easily accessible. So being in Utah in a hot environment, being able to get to my canteens for water is going to be more important than, say, some of the other things I might carry. Oh, they all have, the general purpose pouches have these handy little flap pockets in top. And I've got some of the chlorine dioxide purification tablets. Fold them up, and they fit pretty snug in there, so I'm not too concerned about them falling out, because you kind of have to wedge them in there. Anywho, so I said I would run 2 canteens. I will eventually. I don't have a second one right now. There's that Boy Scout mug cup again that I mentioned earlier, that I don't think any Boy Scout actually ever enjoyed using. Can't really cook with it, can't really drink with it. I don't know. Oh, they also have these really cool storm flaps in each of them. You didn't see it in this one because I've got it tucked down in, because a canteen doesn't really need a semi-waterproof storm flap because it carries water. It's wet on the inside all the time. Anywho, At the moment, we got a Boo Boo kit, our first aid kit.
I like Boo Boo kit.
The missus likes it being called a Boo Boo kit. This is a little bulky. Doesn't like to fit in here. I might switch out to a soft case eventually, but for now, that's gonna what we use. Cool little feature. I didn't know it would do that. All right. This pouch got kind of our beginnings of a sustainment load. Sorry. Again, English is only my first language, so bear with me. In the top pouch here, put some electrical tape, because you never know when you're going to need that. And then we have some sweets for quick energy. Got a box of matches in this little baggie, lighter in that one. Poncho, this is just a cheap one from Walmart. It's already starting to go bad, so eventually a GI poncho is going to be in the future, but
in leopard print.
No, not in leopard print, sweetie. If you want a leopard print poncho, I'll be happy to oblige.
No, it won't be as funny as on me. It has to be on you.
Okay, fair enough. More matches, the stormproof ones. And emergency blanket. I mean, I think this is as old as I am. It's been in my 72-hour kit that my parents put together for me when I was a little kid. And it's just kind of moved from kit to kit to iteration, so I've never had to use it, but it's still good. And here in the bottom we've got a Shemagh. Again, just trying to fill out the webbing at the moment. This is not what I plan on taking with me, just kind of what we have at the moment. Just to kind of show you what can all fit in here. Again, this is temporary, but it will, in a pinch, I guess it'll do. Anyways, so I don't know if you can see this, but when you get the pockets fully packed, this belt doesn't want to lay flat anymore. So eventually this is going to be kind of like that, and it'll have to be stored more in an upright position, kind of like that. The harness is nice and airy, low profile. I mean, there's no padding in this, so that might suck, but it will also fit underneath. Say if you've got a chest harness or you have plates, so you can keep your sustainment gear on you, and then you can just plus up over the top of this. Anywho. Oh, and just some gloves, Carabiner Dawn, so I always have those on hand. So that's the webbing. Okay, the video most people are going to be interested in. Guns. Alright. It is clear. Honestly, I think it's hilarious how so many videos, how like every gun video puts such an effort in to show that the gun's clear. You're not going to get shot if it goes off. You're on the other side of the world.
Actually, it would be more exciting to tell them it's not clear.
There's probably some legal thing. That's probably why they do it. Anywho.
Boring.
This is the gun you guys have seen so far in my videos. It's kind of a Franken build. I think the word would be Recce rifle. Anderson upper and lower. The reason this looks so beat to crap is it was a raw upper. It wasn't anodized or anything, so that's just black primer paint. I think it's cool. I think it makes it look like it's been through more than it actually has been. A2 style stock, Balder Pro Olight, and LPVO. I don't know. I like it so far. It works, it shoots, and I built it one piece at a time. Kind of like that Johnny Cash song. Except it did cost me more than a dime, because I didn't steal any of it, like the song in Johnny Cash talks about. Anywho. So, I guess that's my recce rifle. Okay. Here's the pack I've been using. It is a Marting Top pack, or Mountain Top is what the tag says on here, but if you look on Amazon, the company's called Marting Top. This is their 70-liter pack. The pack's great. I mean, it's well built. I have had no complaints with it as a pack on its own. If I were to have complaints about it, it would be running it with the webbing. It's designed to have a waist belt and, you know, be carried much like a traditional internal frame hiking backpack. But you can press it into service to work with webbing or other load-bearing equipment with the shortest pack height. It is adjustable here like this, and then you can wear this as a well-padded kidney belt. It works. If I had done a little more research before I purchased it, I probably would have gotten something like an Alice pack or some kind of Bergen thing, kind of like the Brits have, just because those are designed specifically to be worn with load-bearing equipment, to be worn on top of your fighting load. I'm not going to bore you with all the contents. There's plenty of videos on YouTube of what should go in these and what should not. I'm still working on putting everything in here that needs to be put in. But, you know, it's a cool pack. It's top loading, like that. And it's also front loading. It's got this little cinch strap there that kind of holds it in the middle. And then you can peel it all open and get at what's inside. Anywho. Oh, and it's not crazy expensive either. This was, I think, shipped to my house $90. Don't quote me on that, but about that price. And it's a 70-liter pack, so once I have all the things that are supposed to go in a rucksack, it should fit them just fine. You notice I have my sleeping pad on the side rather than the top or the bottom because, like I said, running it as a short frame pack, this puts the top of the pack, I mean, that's like where the top of my head is. So, I mean, just imagine just how much taller it would be if I put this roll up here. And obviously I can't put it on the bottom because this sits right on top of the webbing. So, Marting Top 70 liter, I like it. I'll probably keep it, and I might not upgrade ever because, you know, I've already spent the money on it. I don't really want to spend more money on another pack when there's a host of other things that I need, and it works. So, that's that. Okay, because there's a couple weirdos out there who care what I'm wearing. Let's go over those really quick. So, Boonie is a Walmart special. It's one of their Swiss Tech performance gear, and it was like pretty close in color schemes to what I was wearing, so it was like $15. I didn't have a Boonie yet, so hooray! The pants, these I got from Fire Force Ventures. So they do a lot of Rhodesian brush stroke, Rhodesians Never Die, and things like that. Now the pants themselves are actually designed and made by Shadow Strategic, and the shadowstrategic.com. So I think they're great. They're comfy. They come with knee pads. They're Velcroed in. I haven't been running them the last couple times just because they have a lot of heat. Excuse me. I'm dying. Anyways, that's a joke. I'm not actually dying. So anyways, the boots, they're the Belleville something or others. So the reason I'm mentioning these, the reason the rifle's back in the picture is these were free. My wife's uncle is a really cool guy. Hang out with him a lot, and he does stuff like this out in the desert as well. And he was like, hey, I've got too many boots. Do you want some free boots? Well, yeah, I'm going to take free boots, especially if they're in pretty good condition. Similar with the rifle. You knew I was building another rifle and what I was trying to do. And he said, what are you missing? I said, oh, I need a bipod. Oh, here, have a bipod. On the house. Oh, cool. What else do you need? Thinking of doing an LPVO. Oh, you've got a Strike Eagle? He says, yeah. Tell you what, I'll sell you it for cheap. So I got this for cheap. And the Olight, this one's kind of a funny story. He had it, it was stopped working. Just one day crapped out on him. And he decided that, it's not worth the effort trying to get it replaced. And so he gave it to me, broken, said, well, if you can fix it and make it work, you can have it. Well, I emailed Olight, told them I had a busted Balder Pro, and they said, oh, that's no problem. We'll send you a replacement. And so I've got a brand new Balder Pro Olight, and all it cost me was the time it took to email the company and explain the situation. So yeah, find friends, find buddies that are interested in the same stuff as you, and when they have kit that they don't longer need, but it's still in good condition, you might be able to score some good gear. Oh, one more thing. In the webbing, I did not mention an IFAK, and I'm sure there's someone out there typing madly on their keyboard saying, you're gonna die, you're gonna bleed out. Well, that's because this lives there. Left cargo pocket, because it should always be on you. It shouldn't be dependent on whether or not you're wearing your gear. So you should at least be wearing your pants. So if you've got your pants on, you've got your IFAK. And this is an IFAK refill kit from Skinny Medic. It's got compressed gauze, T-tourniquet, and I've also got a cat tourniquet in there. And Ziploc baggie, left cargo pocket. All right. The top, just a generic green, I think, security guard shirt from Amazon. When I was in the Civil Ground Patrol here in Washington County, our uniforms that we decided to wear were based off of the UCM regulations, the Utah Constitutional Militia. which is olive green top and tan or khaki pants. Obviously, we're not wearing that anymore. So yeah, and it's got Lightfoot Militia and the state flag patches on it. All right, I've rambled on enough. Thanks. Ciao. So, how do we learn to be militiamen? What I have found so far at the moment, to be self-taught, because I don't have the money to go to fancy training schools. I'm not joining the military because my wife has said she will probably divorce me if I do. Also, have you seen what's going on lately? I don't want to be a part of that. Anyways, the Lightfoot Militia seems to be the best put together, the best thought out method for becoming part of the militia, for forming a militia. Now, there are 3 books for the Lightfoot Militia. There's the Lightfoot Militia Standards, which you can download and print from their website. I will put a link in the description. Then the standards have 2 required books listed in them, and they are Light Infantry Tactics for Small Teams. This is by Christopher E. Larson. That's the guy who started One Shepherd. I'll post a link to them in the description as well. The other book is FM 21-75, Combat Skills of the Soldier. Alright, so of the 3 books, the Militia Standards, which this is my printed copy, living in a binder. Of the 3, that's probably the easiest read, possibly because it has the least amount of technical information. This is probably the best written. It's more complicated, but that's because Dr. Larson knows what he's talking about, and this book is just chock full of information. It is very well laid out and written. I mean, amazing read. This is by far the most difficult of the 3 required Lightfoot Militia books to read. And that's because, being a manual from the Headquarters Department of the Army, it is a technical book. It is, oh my gosh, bit of a snooze fest, but this covers, like, everything. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It covers stuff that, like, what did I just see? Machine gun maintenance, I think, is what I saw. Yeah. Caliber 50 machine gun. So, those are the 3 required books for the Lightfoot Militia. I'm not a member of any Lightfoot Militia groups. I'm just kind of following that doctrine because it seems to be the best thought out and put together. Another book I would suggest is The Guerrilla's Guide to the Baofeng Radio by NC Scout. Mostly because he also is pretty straightforward and easy to understand. Baofengs are cheap. We can all afford a Baofeng UV5R, I think. And so that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm studying to try and learn. And yeah, I'll put links for all the different things in the description. If anyone has any more sources they would like to suggest, particularly if it's accessible in southern Utah, because yeah, I would love to go to a One Shepherd semester, but that's an airplane ticket, that's the semester, that's all of the One Shepherd specific gear that you're required to use. That's a big investment of time and money that I just don't have right now. So if there's something here in Washington County that we can get together and we can utilize, let me know. Anyways, thank you so much. There's going to be a bunch of B-roll available with all this shooting I've done, especially with some of the wife's comments, which have been either cringy or comedy gold. Thank you so much, and ciao.